TC. He goes for number 5. He sees home force. Oh, he gets it. That's an ace.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to CCS Season 2 Playday number 4. My name is Titangles, and today I'd like to introduce you to our casters for this evening. You've probably heard about this guy before, Mr. Foxay. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back indeed, and coming hot and fresh off his Challenger League Finals victory with many congratulations, Talon, sir. How are you doing today?
Doing good. It wasn't exactly a finals. I think the finals is actually next week. That was semifinals of the playoffs, but close enough. Close enough. I'm doing good either way.
It was the finals in my heart, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So last week, if you guys missed it, was an exciting, or I'd say last week, last play day was an exciting play day. 2 maps went all the way to the 3rd map. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it, the VOD is available right now on ccs.com or youtube.com/CCS Esports, along with the off-stream game, which included Flipside Tactics versus Honor Esports, again, available now on our YouTube channel. Before we get started with the matchup today, just want to remind everybody here that we're a community-run league, and the only way we can grow is with your support. So please consider subscribing or donating, and drop a follow here and on Twitter, and help us carry this thing on and keep going so we can provide this entertainment for you guys. Also, while I'm on the topic, CCS Season 2 jerseys are now for sale. There's a link right underneath the video here. And if you haven't seen on Twitter yet, we're giving away one for free. So check us out on twitter.com at CCS Esports and see if you could win yourself a free jersey. Gentlemen, today we have our first matchup, Armis versus Reckless. What do we think about this matchup today? Fox, I'll let you start.
Reckless always being the strong, consistent team, especially as we've seen last week. But something that we haven't seen is how are they going to perform without, the word is that Goddess being one of their top fraggers. I'd like to see how they perform without some players and with the current fill-ins that they have today. And for Vietnam's, common players that I've seen their names around in rank, but there's nothing that I can give like a set score for this match. I just can't wait to see and get into it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. The fact that Reckless is going to be bringing in not 1 but 2 subs today, that's going to really be hurting their chances. Especially VEA, is honestly, they've been together for a while, so I expect to see them perform hopefully tonight against the subs of Reckless.
Absolutely. And one thing more about Armis is this is their actual on-stream debut. Last week they played against Nerva and went out to 3 maps, which is why you can see all the rounds that they played in only 1 matchup. And but Nerva managed to take the 3rd map from them and the win. So we'll have to see if they can bring it out today against a wounded, at least starting 5-wise, Reckless squad. And with that, let's have a look at the starting lineup tonight for Reckless.
For Reckless, we're going to have some familiar names: Breezy, Schlongy, Powerful, and like I stated, the 2 fill-ins, Kid Shock City and Smurfin. I've heard of Smurfin's name. I'm not exactly sure who Kid Shock is, but hopefully, he can shock me. But looking at this roster, still just consistent players. Everyone, tumbling around the 1 KD mark. It's a really consistent team, and I hope that Smurf and Shock can, fill the roles that Goddess and I believe I'm drawing a blank. Who is the 5th player for Reckless?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I just started watching them last week. I saw 1 game with them. I know that 2 of their players ended up going to TwitchCon this week, which is why they're doing it. So I think we're doing them a disservice by not remembering it, but that's okay. The real standout person from last week that's playing this week was Breezy. That guy absolutely went bananas and top frag for his team. I'm guessing that Reckless, with their substitutes today, are very excited to have him still at the very least. Talon?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've seen some good things from Reckless, you know, especially during their second match or the second game last week. So we'll see exactly how they decide to play with these two subs. You know, do they try to play, guns the balls to the wall, just going at it, or are they going to play a little bit more passive because they don't exactly know their roles? I'm not sure exactly how much they've practiced. I've actually seen this exact squad in ranked as a 5-stack kill squad, so I know they've been practicing at least in ranked. I can't say for the scrims, however, but with that, you know, I don't know. It's anyone's game right now.
Something I just want to state is that although Breezy's performance, especially in last week's match, was really good, they were playing a team that I guess Reckless didn't believe to be at the caliber of their own. Something that I did find is that on attack, Breezy is one of those players who is able to entry into a specific point and just cause havoc and mayhem. So hopefully with these two fill-ins, they'll be able to create the same amount of droning and the same amount of freedom to give to Breezy, so he's able to come in without any hesitation and without worrying. If they can't produce that, then I'm kind of worried in Breezy's sake to see if he'll, jump into a window and just catch a bullet to the face. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. And I know there was a big part of the defense rounds where it all relied on Goddess and Breezy together. So since the fact that she's not here, hopefully Smurf and her Kid Shock are going to be able to reproduce that. So yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it, those rounds where it ended up being Breezy and Goddess, actually a good amount of them ended up in Reckless's favor. So, but yeah, just like you said, I think they if they give their playmakers some good support, they'll be just fine today. With that being said, let's have a look at the lineup tonight for Viet Armis. Talon, will you lead us off?
Yeah, exactly. So first up, we got Hambone, Tyler, his name is going to be backwards, Sir Fat Matt, Zato, and Crab Nicholson. Looks like, honestly, all these guys are doing fairly well. Zato is actually kind of their top fragger right now. He's got a very high KD, going for 22 rounds with 21 kills. His KPR is definitely got to be up there as well.
And of course, also Tyler with the 24 bomb, them being the two dynamic players. And something that I first noticed from a team like this is that as a top fragger, you'd assume they'd be both playing aggressive roles on each side, but no, Tyler playing the Hibana, which is one of the most passive roles, because you need to keep her alive for those openings with her Kairos pellets, and Zato playing Mirror on defense, which is usually the operator who's going to be left holding sight. And then on attack, they both have aggressive roles, and Twitch, and then on Tyler on defense, he has Jaeger. So I find it interesting that they both play a defensive role on one side and attacking role on the other side. And I really like that they're able to kind of feed off of each other. I know in the last match that I watched, they played really well, feeding off of each other and kind of helping each other, one another. So hopefully they can reproduce that. But, in the end, they still have a whole team behind them. So who knows?
Correct indeed. And I know Zato's been around probably the competitive scene longer than the rest of them. I think some of these guys are underagers. So hopefully their Captain Hambone and Zato, with his experience, can make those mid-round adjustments that they will probably end up needing if they find themselves falling behind, and be able to kind of steer them in the right direction. Now, I know that we have both teams in the lobby right now, so we are going to go ahead and switch on over to the ban screen. And while those ban links are getting sent out to the teams, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our cameraman for the evening, Mr. Kaz Rep on Twitter, @KazRep. We appreciate you being here, fine sir. He's the one working the camera, hosting the game, getting all the players in, so we appreciate you being here. So going into this ban phase, there's something that I've noticed, a trend that I've noticed this season, and that is coastline. We have seen an astounding amount of coastline. What do you guys think about that? Do you think we're going to see it tonight? Because these are probably, Reckless with their new roster. Viet Armis, I don't think they practice as much as, the Tier 1 and Tier 2 teams. Do you think that they have coastline in their repertoire? And why are we seeing coastline?
Well, coastline being one of those new maps to the scene where it hasn't been explored too much. There isn't a set meta, which most teams on certain maps, such as Border Oregon, there's a set meta, there's a set holding and basis to a strat. Coastline being one of those maps where every bomb site is viable, every attack strat is viable, it's an open and closed map at the same time. It's one of those maps where you really have to coordinate with your team and use teamwork, or you can just go guns blazing and run around with a chicken with your head cut off and still pick up some rounds or even potentially win. Because it's so open, it's so diverse, there's so much you can do with it, and there's so little that's been discovered. I hope it's one of the maps we see today. Just I feel like it's always that when that new map comes out, there's always going to be like a season or two for teams to get rid of it, just like with Skyscraper and Border. But then once teams start getting, settled in on the map, they'll be able to start feeling around and doing all this out of meta and wild stuff. And that's what I enjoy seeing. So hopefully we see it pulled out. But Reckless being a brand new, I wouldn't say a brand new team, but they have two brand new players who like you said, Talon, they just played ranked together. I doubt they're going to do some crazy stuff like that. I'd see more of a conservative pick, such as like Cafe, Chalet, maybe even a Oregon or Border.
Yeah, I completely agree. One thing that is really super critical to keep in mind is that there's really two different sets of maps. Like you were kind of mentioning, you have the off-meta maps, and then you have the meta maps. Meta, obviously being Border, Oregon, Chile, those sort of maps. Off-meta, of course, being Skyscraper, some people would kind of say is becoming more meta, but it's still kind of off-meta. And then, of course, the coastline, the maps that people don't really play that often. And it does vary from region to region. However, those off-meta maps are those maps, like you're saying, don't really have a set strategy. And that means that those underdog teams really have a much, much better chance at trying to make an upset happen. I'll give you a good example. Back in Season 3, when I played for Ferocity in Pro League, we honestly played a lot of Favela. Favela is now a meme, but back at that time, no one of the top teams wanted to play Favela. So the fact that we had it in our ability to play, like in our map pool, forced them to ban it, which meant that, hey, that's a free ban for us. That allows us to counter ban. So just being able to play a map, not necessarily actually going and playing it, but just the threat of actually playing it is something to not understate.
Absolutely. And we get the ban links out to the teams. We do this live, folks, so sometimes it takes them a second to get into the zone. But in the meantime, it looks like we're getting started. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, just like we thought.
Two maps coming out right away. Viet banning out the coastline, and I'm not completely surprised by that. Them being a team that hasn't had a whole lot of success with each other, let alone in a team environment. They're all fairly new players, and like you said, underage players, so they're very limited to where they're able to play. Bank coming out from Reckless, and Skyscraper being rebutted by Viet. Again, two of those bigger maps that take a lot of more teamwork oriented play. And I'm not being too surprised here. This is kind of where I expected for us to be going. So I'm hoping to see kind of like a Cafe Clubhouse and everything that I predicted.
Yeah, exactly. Cafe is going to be the final ban for Reckless. So now we're going on and into the picks. Again, your Border, your Oregon, all the maps that we honestly expect. Those first three bans, especially, boom, 1, 2, 3 off-meta maps, just right out of there. Console has been starting to see a little bit more play, at least in CCS. I gotta say, last season, Console almost never got seen. One of those things where just the sort of teams that was in last season, they just did not want to play it. It was a lot of times just forced to get banned by the weaker team. However, this season, a lot more teams have been deciding to play it. But Reckless, of course, with 2 subs, they're going to say, nope, we're not going to bother with it. It is a team-heavy map.
It's one of those difficult positions to be able, like, from a viewer standpoint, you're seeing these maps go out, and you could be like, oh, Consulate, that's one of my favorite maps. How come it's not being played? Why don't other pros play it? Am I weird? It's one of those things where it's difficult to explain from a competitive player's point of view, and it's easier once you're in that setting to kind of feel and know as a team like what maps you're feeling confident in, especially with Reckless having the 2 new players and Viet and Armis being a fairly newer team. I expect them to do pretty much like basic setups on basic maps. So Border being the pick for Viet Armis, Oregon being the pick for Reckless, and the third map being left to Clubhouse. Now, I think my predictions for this map is going to be Reckless taking both maps. But I believe if it would go to a third map, which is Clubhouse, I definitely think it could be anybody's game, because Clubhouse being one of those maps where it can go either way.
Yeah, I completely agree. No, super attack sided still on Clubhouse, just the way it is, especially on that basement. You know, honestly, I'm rooting for VEA here. You know, obviously they're the underdogs, but I do think they can make something happen just because of that lineup for Reckless. If they can handle all the aggression, which I guarantee you we're going to see out of Reckless, then VEA should have an easy time after they shut down that initial aggression.
I agree with both of y'all's picks. I am kind of rooting for Viet Armis. However, I think Reckless is going to be the more dominant team on this specifically. Let's just hope that Zato and that Hambone leadership can sway the what Viet Armis is doing, and maybe pull out something crazy, maybe pull out something a little bit risky, and hope that it actually pays off.
I actually got the chance with a fairly new team that I've started playing with to scrim Viet Arms actually yesterday, and they felt pretty strong. I'm hoping they can bring the same amount of aggression that they have in scrims into the match. And as we talk about this, we will be getting into our first match of Border. Round 1 coming up on the board. We're going to have Viet on the attacking side and Reckless on the defending side. Now, as operators start to get picked, we're going to see a blitz. A blitz being picked on the Viet side. Now, like I said, the aggression that needs to be played. What is going on? Okay, a little bit of a troll.
They're throwing us through a loop, trying to go for the blitz Montang. I'm not saying it's not the greatest, but I really wanted to see it. I've seen it before, and it has worked. However, they're not going to do it. Just going to see a pretty standard Armory Lockers defense. First, bringing out that Mir, bringing out the Ella, of course, as well as a Jaeger, Valk, and Bandit. Nothing too crazy here. Very standard lineup all throughout North America at tons of different levels of play. Sometimes you might see a Pulse mixed into it. However, they have decided to bring that Valkyrie instead. That's totally fine, especially if they are, kind of going for a certain spot that they want to really keep an eye out on. It can definitely be better over a Pulse, especially if you're not exactly confident on your shots with that UMP.
Now, the blitz play, with the new mid-season reinforcement that will be coming out eventually, with the new blitz update and Capcan update, do you think that there's going to be maybe more blitz play in Pro League or CCS or in competitive scene? I'm hoping to see it, mainly because I played a lot of him with the new update, and I always thought that he was a really underrated op, and I just love being able to flash someone.
Yeah, here's the thing. So for those of you who don't know, the mid-season reinforcements, or at least the TTS, I'll just put it that way, was testing out a change with Blitz where you can actually sprint with his shield forward. Normally you'll sprint forward and your shield will go down, but now it's kind of like a charge, like a Rhino charge almost, want to say. And I don't know, it's definitely funky. It's definitely funky indeed. Whether or not that'll increase his usage, I don't think so, because he can still get C4'd, he can still get smoked. There's so many things that you can do against him, especially if you keep him at a distance. But we're getting into this round. That's just if they're going to do it. Looks like Schlongy looking to try maybe get another cam out there. We did see earlier that his first cam did get picked off. However, he's going to go ahead and fall back out. He realizes he has been spotted. Interesting to see. However, the rest of this attack seems very slow to me. I don't see any real big droning coming out. Liquor on the Blackbeard still isn't even up the ladder yet. This is definitely a much slower attack than what they need to be seeing them pick up the pace.
I think we should definitely keep into consideration this round and kind of hold it next to the Reckless round attack to next phase. But as we get into the round, Breezy is going to get a pick onto Tyler, which is their Hibana down, but Sir Matt's going to jump inside and take out the Jaeger as he's going to shoot a little back and forth. Breezy tags Sir Matt Fat down to 1 HP. Breezy's going to get away with the skin of his life. As they start slowly creeping up onto the site, Blackbeard successfully made it onto the AC units. Hopefully they can just throw a smoke down and try and get a plant. The Elytrard is going to give away Hambone's position, but Hambone is going to trade out the Powerful, who did contest him due to that Ela charge. Now 4-on-3 in favor of Viet Arms, and Smurfin's going to take down Hambone as he jumps into the site, and Sir Mapfat is going to rush inside and get a trade onto Schlongy. He's going to be inside Archives as Breezy's wrapping around behind. Sir Mapfat's going to go for a wide peek. He does have 1 HP, but MRGA is going to jump inside from the back and take him out. But he's going to throw the Thatcher charge at Sir Mapfat to down him. I don't know if that was intentional, but he did get the reset down. Bomb is going to be planted as Smurfin's going to be the lone survivor in this. He's going to see him, poor plant position from MRGA, but he's going to take him down. Bomb is going to be going down again by Sir Mapfat. If he's able to grab an angle here, he will take the win, but Liquid's going to whiff. Bomb is going to go down, but he is going to be left alone with the diffuser. Liquid's going to have to jump in. The Elo charge is going to go out to start install him. Blackbeard's going to be pushing in, and he will down him. Smurfin cleaning him up with the silence pistol, going to get that diffuse. Beautiful 1v3. Honestly, I think that was kind of a poor plant position from MRG. He had the win in the bag for his team right there, and I don't know why he decided to just plant in the open to Armory.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in his defense, it is kind of a tough spot to be in when you're the one guy there. You have to try and get the bomb down. You know, he did have a little bit of time. He could have come off of it, try to go for that last kill. Because remember, if it's only one defender left, you kill him, the round's over from there. However, one thing I do want to kind of go back and take a look at is that they did not have east stairs control. They were on that east balcony outside of that office window. However, that allowed Breezy, because they didn't have east stairs control, to run over there and be able to pick off that Habana. That is a super crucial pickup. Great job from him being able to find that opening. Just again, as you're attacking, you have to take that east stairs, put a claimer on it, you know, just sit someone there and just watch that hallway and deny the hall. That's basically free ground. It's super, super difficult to try and keep that east stairs. So honestly, you might as well take it, right? It's free. So the fact that they didn't honestly led to their downfall of that round in that 2v1 situation. That it's honestly on the Blackbeard for allowing the Elo to run past. And I'll give it to him. It is a pretty difficult shot if, you know, full 3-speed, you know, Elo just, you know, flying by there. However, I need to see the planter come a little bit closer if that was the case. Another thing that Elo could have also done is actually stop the plant with those Elo charges. So that could have been a potential counterplay if the Blackbeard was a little bit on point and could have prevented that potential run through.
But even getting back from that, you know, they could have easily been able to completely cut it off and just have the plant go down behind the bomb like it originally did. But instead of MRGA putting himself in an exposed position like he did, he could have just been able to plant the proper way, I'd say, and just be safe. I think it was just getting a little bit to their heads, and they costed them round. But as the round starts going up, Breezy's going to get a quick pick onto the MRGA. As a siege is going to start. Sir Mafat over here open into the area. Shalong's not going to see him and going to get taken out for his wrong turn, but Breezy, being the aggressive player he is going to clean him up real quick, getting that trade. 2 defenders down and already in favor of the attackers here. And like I said, back from last round, that we wanted to keep into consideration the round that Vietnam missed was how slow their aggression was compared to Reckless's aggression now, with Breezy still being able to do the aggressive plays that he normally does.
Yeah, exactly. So now they have that downstairs control. Breezy with that buck, he could go underneath and start punishing this fountain play, this extra play up by Tyler sitting up on the cabinet, you know, can open up the hatch and shoot him from below. Tyler's going to go ahead and jump down. He's going to potentially help out that mirror inside of fountain as flashes come in. So honestly, really just need to see a little bit more play from Breezy. He and Smurfin are both kind of just chilling out on drone. Kid Shock just taking a little bit of bullets from Tyler. No real big damage coming up yet. Nothing too crazy. Again, need to see Breezy underneath in a 4v3 situation. You have the man advantage. You can afford to go underneath. A little bit of spam from Breezy actually is going to take down Tyler. They do not realize that he's down. Potential for Hambone to get him back up with 1:20 left on the clock. Looks like Liquid's going to take out Smurf, and that's going to be inside of Fountain. So he's going to be holding that for a little bit. That's going to be the Habana down for the count. So that's really going to deny the ability to open up the site even further. Tyler definitely going to be looking for a flank in this situation. However, powerful, not really on those east stairs to help deny this. With a minute left, he still needs to be on those east stairs. Kitchhawk's able to pick up the Fountain control. That's going to be the mirror out, but he gets immediately traded back by Hambone. So it's now a 2-on-2. A buck and the Thermite. Thermite can still get that wall open. However, he's going to get up close. Tyler is still kind of dancing around in that hallway, going to try to make something happen. He's going to retreat back to site as he is now down at a dangerously low HP.
They're in a very good position here to take that round with the 2 defenders playing the right way. Vietnam's has been really good at positioning, and Tyler is going to pick up the head of Buck. That's Breezy going down now in a 2v1, 30 seconds ticking down. There's not much time for Thermite to be able to take the bomb and get a plant here, especially with the 2 defenders being so close together. I'd hopefully like to see what's going on there, as Kid Shock is going to be slowly creeping inside, just holding an angle. 10 seconds left. He is going to run into sight, kind of risking his life, and say he doesn't even have bomb, and he's going to get a trade onto Tyler. But again, it's a trade, and it is going to win the round for them. And it's going to be a 1-1. even scoreline as a rehost will be called. Is that rehost
Yeah,
happening?
I think the game sounds a little bit messed up, so we're gonna go ahead and get the spectator to restart just to provide the best experience.
Again, sorry for everyone. The scoreline is going to be 1-1 with Reckless being on the defense side next round. Um, as for that round, like I said, Reckless just being the aggressive person, the aggressive team. Sorry, person. I don't want to give all the credit to Breezy right there, but that aggressive inside style that they played just to get real quick into the round, into the map itself was very impressive.
Yeah, and that's one of those important things, I touched on a little bit earlier is that, VEA, if they can stop that initial, attack, if they can, say, hey, we need to, get a little bit more traps going, get that Ella downstairs, go to the common entry points, really start denying that entry or, a super hyper aggressive, beginning to those rounds, they'll put themselves in a great place later in the round. Start off on a good foot every round by maybe not even getting a pick, but even just kind of like denying them ground downstairs here on border. That would really go a long way in being able to, stretch out that round as long as possible. You don't want to get, overrun by Reckless just kind of rushing in there and just getting in your face.
hmm Now, I'm happy to see that Reckless is able to recreate their success that they had last week with Breezy being the aggressive entry person. And he's doing it with Buck. It's not even like he's doing it with Ash. Now, also, Schlongy went in with Ash to give him some support, but unfortunately, he looked the wrong way and didn't have the information. So I'm kind of confused. I'm hoping that they have drones being able to call stuff clear for them rather than them just jumping into the map playing kind of a ranked puggy style that seems to be working for them. Now, I mean, I wouldn't question it considering that they have two new players and the comms might not be on, but it definitely seems like they're getting into the map at a super fast rate. So it's either they have really good drones or it's all luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna just chalk it up to all luck there. I just rewatching, Slongy just like barreling in there, and honestly, he didn't really do that much with a drone. Like he just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna shoot this passport door open. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get in there. No drones required." And if he had had a drone, that would have been an easy kill onto the Ella. The Ella wasn't even like looking away. He missed his flick. Honestly, just need the back to the basic stuff. Just watch the drone, and then there you go. The drone tells you where they're at. You look where they're at. You shoot them, and that's it. That's the end of that, right? But without
hmm
a drone, you're just kind of running in there. You're effectively guessing all over the place. Each and every angle, you're guessing. If you pre-fire, you're giving away your position. It's just not a great situation for you to be in.
No, Breezy kind of ran in and got the first pick. So hopefully, um, they just assumed that the bottom stairs was clear, which is why Schlongy ran in so headlessly. But unfortunately, I guess they called him out because they did look like Schlongy knew where he was at the last minute. So maybe Breezy came in, saw him through the window into the open lobby, but unfortunately, it was just too late, and Schlongy met his demise. As for the push into sight, it was pretty I kind of want to use the word term messy because they went up the east stairs and kind of took dome and took site in a sloppier way that Viet did in the previous round. Now Viet was super tactical and slow. They didn't even challenge anywhere downstairs in the passport or customs area. They just took east stairs, put a claymore down, held a position, and opened up the wall. Although both teams did lose their attack, I definitely think that Viet's attack process was a lot better than Reckless's. Now, again, them having two fill-ins, I wouldn't assume for them to be as coordinated as they originally were. But still, it's something that any good player at a top level should be able to kind of chalk down. Now, they pushed into sight, and it was a really beautiful play from Viet to kind of gain the man advantage again and then huddle down in sight, which is what I want to see Reckless doing more because they're kind of overextending when they don't need to be and throwing lives away for it.
Yeah, no, for sure. One thing I also just kind of thought about is that Reckless didn't really have anyone on that AC window. If
No,
he
they didn't.
had someone on the AC window, either a Blackbeard, it doesn't even have to be a Blackbeard. It just has to be someone needs to be on that east window, and then that would have punished everything. That would have honestly the singled out the person in Fountain. That could have prevented Tyler on that Bandit from playing so aggressive in Archives. That would have prevented Hambone from helping reinforce. Honestly, AC is just so important. Trying to go for an office take or at least crushing dome, it's just not worth it without an AC person.
Definitely. Now, something that teams can do, because AC, like you said, is such a amazing place to hold, especially if you have that down. You're able to play on the bookshelf. You're able to play in the corners of archives. You can even run out the door potentially and go for a uh, super long run out. And it's just one of those places that you always want to hold. Now, something that for the newer players that you can always do is the window inside of Armory. If you break that open, you're able to see the ladder, which teams climb up, and that's what more experienced teams will do. They'll have like maybe a camera out there, which I'm pretty sure Reckless did to counter Viet. They had a camera out there with the Valkyrie who was playing super aggressive. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but that's something that teams can do to prevent the AC unit from coming up.
We've seen some pretty cheeky play in the pro league between C4s, peaks, all off that Valkyrie, like you were saying. I'd like to see that here. I think that would be super clutch. I think actually, thinking back to it, we did have a Valkyrie cam was thrown out on that west wall. I want to say out there. No, it's not west wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was out on that wall. It got taken out. I think that was Reckless that was playing the Valkyrie. So they might have tried to do it. However, that Valk cam placement was just a little bit too basic. I think they need to, really innovate with those Valk cams, really try to figure out some place that it's not going to get spotted. And then that might have been what they were trying to do. However, we will be getting back into the game. The current score is 1-1.
Third round is coming on the board. Nothing too abnormal for the picks. There's going to be a castle, so I'm hoping to see kind of a strategical play. I'm pretty sure he's going to castle off the bathroom wall from his positioning right now. Now, what I'm looking to see from Reckless right now is they have Breezy on the Valkyrie, so I'm hoping to see that he's going to put some aggressive cams and maybe go out for some, jump out of the map to be able to hold some position and hold down the win for his team.
So with this Vince and Workshop take, we will be seeing them play a little bit heavier upstairs. We will be seeing them Mira. They did reinforce a single wall for the vents, so we will potentially see a mirror up there. It has been fairly common. Looks like the second mirror should either be placed on the box wall or the mini office. We have actually seen it also where Powerful is sitting right now. He was sitting up against that wall in Archives. That's another spot that some teams have actually decided to start, experimenting with. Not sure exactly how well it plays out in the end. However, I think he's just probably waiting for that Twitch drone because there is a Twitch in place. He's like, all right, I'm going to hold on to these mirrors, make sure it doesn't get twitched in a prep phase. Definitely a smart decision indeed.
They're not going to be holding the CCTV room, which most teams generally opt to play just because they're able to hold it. They're going to be holding a passive armory hold. I'm assuming the hatch is open so they can stall as much time as possible and then fall back. As the attacking team starts to get on, Sir Matfat's going to be kind of alone on this east side as the rest of his team is going to be coming from the south side. He's just over here lone wolfing it, and like I said, Breezy, he already has the window open. I'm assuming he has these aggressive cams. He's able to see where people are. Matfat not going to be phased by the shots going through the wall. He's just going to hold an aggressive position. I'm assuming the cam's still going to be able to see him if he just turns to the left, and there it is. As Schlongy will come to the rescue of his teammate. Again, Matfat not going to be phased by the aggressive plays by Schlongy. No shots are going to hit at all, while Handbone's going to come into contest with the aggressive Breezy, but finish him off. The cam not helping Breezy that much, as Tyler is going to take out Kid Shock below, as he's already in sight, getting hit by the Ela charges. This is one of those plays where Reckless has to charge back to sight right now. Just a minute and 20 taking down. I'm hoping they can, pull this back for their team right now.
Yeah, exactly. We did see Reckless play super heavy upstairs, and they very well could be punished. However, Smurfin's going to get the diffuser down in sight through a tiny little hole he likely made a little bit later in the round, so it's going to be really on the hands of VEA to try and make something happen. Meanwhile, we do have Schlongy over in this waiting room, going to be applying a little bit more horizontal pressure, a little bit of fighting inside of the site as Smurfin works to try and retake it. However, with that, they are going to go ahead and clean it up, as after the rehost, we'll be seeing VEA take the first round.
So that's going to be a 2-1 in favor of VA, and that's kind of like a unique placement that I just saw right there. They had the Hibana outside front door holding down position and movement, which is not something common that you see. But who knows? They had, I'm pretty sure it was Sir Matfat, go up by himself, just unfazed by bullets as his team kind of wreaked havoc from the other side, which is something I like seeing from certain Ashe players. People will give Ashe players a lot of flack, especially me. I'm the ashiest player. if teams will give a lot of Ash players the flack for not being with the team and not helping their team, but that's something that brings a good, I want to say, like, flavor for an attack. If you have an Ashe who's able to go in from the opposite side and kind of cause that delusion, that confusion that they may go for the other side, they may go for that they can come from anywhere, and that's something that I like seeing from an Ashe player. It just shows how experienced they are. The way Sir Matfat did it is kind of played a little reckless in my opinion, but you know, it worked for the team. So round 4 going to be coming up. Pretty much the, you know, a typical strat that they're going to be doing, kind of similar to the previous servers and ventilation hold, but they are going to have the castles be used more upstairs for kind of stopping the roam and everything, as cams will come out from Tyler. It's for an aggressive play there. He's just going to be, he's just going to be playing right next to the window for a jump out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's just one of those important things about a good pre-drone. You know, if Matt had realized, hey, there's a reinforced wall, there's ADSs, there's people here, there's a mirror, I obviously have no chance of pushing this, he wouldn't have wasted all that time. And, you know, honestly, that would have been a lot better for him to just say, hey, I'm just going to go with my team here. I'm going to go ahead and rush site. They have 4 people upstairs. When you have 4 people upstairs, that is asking for trouble. However, we're going to start things off as the castle, and as MRGA picks up the first one onto Smurf, and that's the Habana. Must have been in a very aggressive peak, but it worked out nonetheless, as Reckless once again is now down very early into the round.
I don't know why the Habana is being used as such a pinpoint aggressor right now, but you know, live and learn. As Sledge going to be opening up the archives wall, MRGA tagging Schlongy down. He's going to be here holding the position all by his lonesome. I think he just wants to hold it as long as possible, which is what he needs to be doing. They're already at the advantage, so if they lose him, it's still a 4-on-4. That's good. Liquid is going to be there to help him, as Kid is going to be rushing into site. Oh my goodness, MRGA is going to be stuck into the closet, but he is going to be fine, just holding down a position onto his own impact hold that he made. No aggressive plays from Reckless right now, which is uncharacteristic. I'd assume Breezy would already be down there, Schlongy be pushed in. C4 is going to come out, but it's not going to connect anybody, but Ella is going to come from behind and pick up the 3K onto powerful Kid and Schlongy. Beautiful flank from them. Unfortunately, they didn't have anybody watching on the east stairs, as Breezy looks down there just to hold the angle. Matfat is going to miss the first couple of bullets, but unfortunately meet his end. But Liquid's going to have his own mirror opened up and clean up Breezy, as the next round is going to go to Viet. 3-1 for them.
That is what happens when you don't have anyone sitting east stairs. What a great, I gotta say, there's 2 things right there that really worked out in VEA's favor, and that is, 1, honestly, the castle delay was excellent. You know, that's no pre-drones, so he had no idea where he was. So he was able to just waste so much time. And then the fact that there was no one on east stairs allowed the Ella to come around and get 1, 2, and 3 people on the flank. At least one of them on drone, one of them not even, like, there's no flank drone, no flank watch, nothing at all. They got perfectly punished for that, and that they're paid for it. Honestly, great job from them. Again, east stairs, east stairs, east stairs, east stairs, east stairs. You have to send the Thatcher. You have to send some sort of guy that's just okay with just saying, all right, my job is to just point this gun down this hallway and just not move. Because if I move, my team gets screwed. I mean, they get really screwed. You know, that just proves it right there. So honestly, just send a Thatcher there, put him there, and just tell him not to move. I gotta say, you know, we've had some issues in the past on my team where we didn't have a guy on east stairs, or we had someone on the east stairs and then he moved too early, and we got royally punished for it. And I gotta say, that is a hard lesson that you must learn early on in scrims, not a match day.
Now, Smurfin even got killed at the beginning too, the aggressive Habana, which is why, you know, sometimes you should always have someone playing the east stairs if you can. But worst comes to worst, putting a Claymore there is the next best solution, or even just having a drone there so that you can have an indicator if someone's coming to flank. They just had absolutely nothing. And this is where I think the uncoordination of having 2 new players is kind of throwing them off, because, you know, maybe one of the players that isn't there today that was there the previous week was the one who put the Claymore down, or was the one who played the stairs. Now, it's just kind of disappointing to see. And, you know, it was a beautiful play, and it's enjoyable to see an insane Ella 3K, but again, it's kind of disappointing for the other team where they weren't able to they made such a small mistake that costed them such a big round, especially giving a 2-point advantage lead to the opposing team. And of course, them also not using as much drones as they should, with their Hibana getting picked off, which is also something that I hope they can fix up. And as I say that, the Siege is going to be coming onto this armory wall as they don't have anybody in CCTV, even though they have the mirrors and everything set up. But they do have 2 people below, which I'm hoping a C4 will come out. But Breezy's going to tag himself down to 20 HP running out, which isn't going to pay off at all because unfortunately everyone already repelled in. Now they have full control of CCTV. That's a C4 down, and they have 2 roamers right now, Ella and Valkyrie, just not being useful in any way possible. I hope they come upstairs and kind of hold more aggressive angles, as Liquid's going to be holding down some position. Breezy's still going to be holding down this bottom floor hole, but I doubt anybody's going to go on the repel from that way. 1:20 on the clock, as all defenders except for Breezy are going to be inside and holding position, as the mirror is going to be slowly opened up, but Powerful is going to look to test his luck and play the angle.
Looks like Smurfin's on the other side of the map. He's going to pick up Hambone. Powerful, baiting his teammate as Tyler's going to pick up Slong. Here comes a C4. I'm not sure if it's going to connect. It will connect onto Liquid. Tyler getting even closer. However, he just didn't quite realize he was there, but a fury of action as Matt picks up another one, and it is all down to Breezy in a 3-on-2, or a 3-on-1, excuse me. Breezy has about 15 HP left, and it's not looking good for him as the plant is now coming down on the flank. It is going to be a Thatcher watching for it. Breezy easily gets picked off there, gotta say. What happened? You know, they all just kind of fell at the exact same time. I mean, Mira playing up too aggressively, you know, just insane, weird runouts, just hurting yourself. I'm not exactly sure what's happening to Reckless, because now we're sitting at match point 4-1 in favor of VEA.
I just want to go over the fact that the only reason Breezy's HP was so low is because he C4'd himself at the beginning of the round, which is unfortunate. And that play from Powerful, where he threw the C4 and got the person behind him, was 100% uncalled for, because of course he was going for the Hibana. But if he would have picked up the Hibana, it would have been such a beautiful play. But unfortunately, the cookies didn't crumble in his favor, and he did get taken out by I want to say it was Tyler, who was able to pick up those kills, and Matt Fat was able to pick up a double kill to, you know, clean up the roamers on the archive side. So just good team coordination coming out from them. And, you know, I'll take back what I said at the beginning of the game. I thought Reckless was going to be doing a lot better from their more experienced players, but Viet showing like they know they have what it takes for this matchup.
Yeah, you know, one thing that, you know, thinking back onto that round is that, you know, where is the bandit on that box wall? I feel like if it was not the mirror playing, but instead was the bandit to be able to deny that Hibana charge, I think that round would have gone much differently for Reckless, you know, being able to still hold that line, because that box wall is just so critical to be able to hold. You know, of course, VEA could have gone underneath, but they weren't. They went so hard into CC, and I was like, okay, well, now what? Like, what are they going to do? Unfortunately, there was no bandit there to deny that Hibana. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Tyler, he did not get C4. I don't know if you kind of noticed, but Tyler is starting to drone in a super exposed position early in that round. The mirror could have gotten like a really cheeky C4 off if he had realized the opening. Didn't quite see it. But going into match point, 4-1 in favor of VEA, we got Breezy is already low once again. Breezy being one of the main fraggers, you know, I've always been trying to look to him to see, you know, who's going to be the fragger, and right now he's not really making it happen.
Matter of fact, in here in the customs doorway, he's almost going to get tagged out, but unfortunately he is by re-peeking into Schlongy. Now with Breezy being so low as he is, Schlongy's going to have to take the reign here and be like, listen guys, I'm going to frag out. Breezy's going to be reset by his own team, twitching himself down, which is a smart play. As Schlongy again taking out the bandit, I'm pretty sure, which again, that means there's no bandit charge, there's no bandit tricking that's going to be done, which makes it so much easier for the team to attack. And Schlongy doing what needs to be done, especially as I want to say their main fragger is not, he doesn't have the tools to be able to get the frags that he is to. Schlongy beyond the Ash needs to kind of speak up, and that's exactly what he's doing. As he's going to be coming up on the main stairs, it looks like it's going to be going for a more dome take. We have seen a lot of play towards the dome area and the archives area, and I'm hoping to see Reckless kind of play off of this and maybe switch it up in the future rounds, especially if they win this one. I definitely think they can do a nice comeback, but MRG is going to be in the archives area with the rest of his team right on his back. Liquid going to be in the fountain. This is kind of a good crossfire. If the drone doesn't spot Liquid, this is going to unfortunately cost them a big round. But he's going to get spotted and fire some shots off at Smurfin as Kid's going to be coming in for the side. The flash is going to 100% blind him. Do they know? They do, and Smurfin's going to clean him up, taking it down to 2 defenders left on the defending side. And unfortunately, Shlongi going to be coming in from the other side. He's going to clean up Hambone, and the drop shot, taking down MRG, making it a contesting fight for Reckless here, bringing it to 4-2. And this is what we need to see. We need to see Shlongi and Breezy both bringing in the aggression that they currently have been, and just keep it level so that they can get the frags for their team and, start the comeback here.
Great job from Slongy, finally stepping it up, able to pick up 4 frags basically individually, start off the first 2, killing out those roamers, and then was actually able to get those 2 kills on the flank from those metal stairs. Great job from him. However, you can't rely on 4Ks from one person every single round, and this is really going to be the round that VE is going to be really looking to close this map out and go on into Oregon. Honestly, if Reckless is able to make something happen, it's got to be now. If it's not, if that's it. If so, then we could potentially be seeing map 2 here in about 3 minutes. Now, with that last round, honestly, you don't need to be roaming that hard. You really don't. If you're going to be roaming that hard, definitely do not need to be that aggressive. When you're Ella like that, use those Ella mines to your advantage. They're kind of borderline broken, I'm going to say. So why not just wait for them to come into your doorway instead of just peeking and trying to hold a long angle against an ACOG and an Ashe at that? There's no reason to at all. Hopefully they'll realize, all right, we're being a little bit too aggressive. We need to try and play back a little bit more, and then they'll adapt from there. With that, Reckless, we're going to be seeing them play upstairs once again. Last round, honestly, VA only took CC and then just kind of went in from there. There was a little bit of a flank, but it really wasn't too critical. We just need to see them either hold CC for a little bit longer or be able to get those aggressive plays, because again, since they've got those 2 subs, you got to be realizing, all right, guess what? We have to try to make it up somewhere, and the aggression is where they're gonna have to make it up.
Something that a lot of teams don't understand is that when you're a team and you're up match point, not like 1 round or 2 rounds, you're 3 rounds ahead of your opponent. You don't need to be going for those big plays. You can just sit your cute little bottoms in sight. You don't got to move. You don't got to do anything. You don't got to go for these aggressive plays, because they're the ones that are going to have to act off of you and make the aggressive plays. So you're in a position where you can just sit and, light a campfire. You just need to chill out. But instead, Viet, I guess with their low experience, are just go for the aggressive kills. And like I said, Reckless needing to make the aggressive plays, and Smurfin's going to jump out and meet some Claymore. It's going to take out the Ella, which, is one of those players you want to have left over. Especially on the defense side, you don't need to be going for the aggressive plays unless it's a confirmed kill. And Breezy is just going to be throwing his life away as Matt Fat is going to pick him up. Now, it's mind-boggling to see when you go down. Like I said, you need to only go for the aggressive plays if you know it's going to benefit your team. If you're doing a ranked play or a play that isn't 100% calculated, you're just going to be throwing away a life if it doesn't work out. And in the favor of Reckless, they needed there's two most aggressive players, but Shlongi going to be the man to come out and take out the Hibana. That means they're not going to be able to open up the site. Now, I don't want him to be re-peeking. He just needs to sit, and of course, he's just going to re-peek, and MRGA is going to be there holding the angle onto him. Any good team is going to be ready to counter this. As Blackbeard, Liquid is going to be re-peeking into Powerful. A couple of shots were traded out, but Liquid be the victor. And Shock is going to be the only one here who's going to take out MRGA, who's looking the wrong way. 1-on-3. Is he going to be able to recreate that 1v3 clutch that his teammate was able to make?
Yeah,
although
good Shock. Yeah, not gonna.
They're gonna. Anyway, Matt Fat is gonna clean up the kill, and that is gonna be the win for Viet and Arms, giving their map point on border. And I honestly, I'm impressed. They did everything that was needed to be done.
Yeah, that very last round, I just want to point out that East Stairs came in handy. Breezy was unable to pull off a flank because there was a person sitting on East Stairs, and that is exactly what they needed to happen. Honestly, just great angle holding overall. I was honestly surprised that I believe it was that Smoke actually was able to run out and get the Hibana after she was kind of Ella mined. Just interesting that they didn't even have that wall reinforced that the Smoke is playing on. Other than that, great first map from VE8. The question is, will they be able to try and make it happen once again on Oregon? I think they honestly can. If something like if this keeps happening, if Breezy and Smurfin and Schlongi can't really, pick it up themselves, honestly, th- it's an easy win for them.
Yeah. Now, of course, a team isn't so reliant on the aggressive fraggers, but like Breezy, Smurfin, and Schlongi, but they are their entries, they are their pinpoint men. And if they just keep getting picked off and playing reckless, like their team name, it doesn't help, and it makes everything so much harder, especially for the more supportive players, who are pretty much carrying the tail behind them. They don't need to have to push the whole wagon. They should just be like helping in the back. It's difficult for Kid Shock and Powerful to just be here. Although Powerful is kind of getting some frags and making up for his team, he's bringing that aggression that his attackers and roamers aren't doing. But the whole team needs to kind of take a step back, especially the aggressors, Smurf and Schlongi and Breezy, and kind of work more together. Now, like we kept saying through the beginning, that of course Smurfin isn't as experienced with the team as Goddess is, so maybe that's a reason why they aren't playing as together as they should be. But still, from any experienced player, especially like Breezy, who's been in the game since he was on Xbox, he should know that he shouldn't be going for these aggressive plays by himself. He should at least have a teammate, have a drone, have something to go in. And at first, I was kind of hoping, they have a really good drone placement, which is why they were running into border so quickly. But as the kind of map unraveled, I just lost faith that they had any drones whatsoever. I didn't think they were using them to their full ability. And in a game like this, where vision and a knowledge of where a position is playing helps so much, they weren't using it, and VEA definitely just abused them with that knowledge and drone placement.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and make sure everyone's back in the lobby. We're going to get the sides all sorted out for Oregon. So stick around. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back, guys. So we're going into map number 2, VEA versus Reckless. Map 2 is going to be Oregon. Fox, what do you think about this map?
I don't think I'm an Ashman, but about this match, Oregon, I'm hoping to see from VEA's performance on the last map. I kind of want to give them. I want to give them the win. I want to see them play the exact same that they did. Use the droning. They definitely abused the fact that Reckless wasn't using as many drones or as many techniques of getting information as they should have. So that definitely got them some rounds. And they were using drones in their favor, which got them a lot of info, a lot of picks, and it's something that I like seeing, especially with Sir Matt on the Ella going for those aggressive plays, where he got the Ella 3K. I think it was 2 times in a row, or that might have been someone else. But oh yeah, I was smurfing on the first round. But regardless, I definitely like seeing them abuse the fact that Reckless is a new team. Well, not a new team, but they have 2 new players, and that they aren't using as much information.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people coming into this map were saying, oh, yeah, Reckless is just going to, 2-0 sweep them. But VEA, more than proving that they are capable here. You personally thought, I was saying, all right, I could go either way. I'm not going to call. You thought he was going to go, really heavily into Reckless. I certainly did not expect that scoreline. I believe it was 5-2, I think it was. Yeah, 5-2. So, honestly, I'm really curious to see this setup here from VEA. And, speaking of setup, we're going to be seeing, it looks like a castle meeting hold with a hole into kitchen. Nothing too crazy yet. I'm waiting to see something, really wild come out here, but it seems everything else is pretty standard. Both the reinforcements are set up for mirrors downstairs. Honestly, the only weird thing about this entire setup I've seen so far is that there's a buck on attack right now. Personally, there's not very many places that you can use a buck when you already have a sledge on a basement downstairs attack. Maybe they were, saying, hey, they're going to go upstairs. But this is definitely not something that I would agree with.
They're already rushing in the site as Breezy.
Uh-oh.
Breezy takes out a person, but MRG will be coming in with the play, and Sir Maffat, a super quick round, taking out Yellow, who's going to be flanking. MRG going to be the one-man in Survivor. He took out 3 already, as Powerful is down, and I'm pretty sure he already took here. He was the one who downed him. I don't think they know that he's down, but the defuse is going to be coming out, and that was a quick round for... I'm blanking on the name.
Reckless.
For Viet. No, yeah, for Viet. Viet and Armis are going to be taking the round. Now, that was a great Viet and Armis. Yeah, they're going to be taking the round for their team. Now, that was a great counterplay from MRGA, playing the mirror downstairs, just kind of picking them off as they ran inside. I understood what Reckless was doing, and they got the first 2 early picks. I didn't really like the fact that they kind of just rushed site like that, but they did it anyway, and MRG was ready to, just paddle them as they walked through.
I like that phrase. Paddle them as they walk through, and indeed they did. I gotta say, why would you ever start a first round like that? That's something that when you're very first getting into a match. For those that haven't really been in like a competitive environment before, you're kind of on edge, right? You're just kind of like, all right, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna do something spooky? Are they gonna do something weird? Like of all the rounds, that's gonna be the round that you're gonna be most ready for, in my opinion. I gotta say, just do that in some other round. So like first round, go do a normal attack, but send one drone back there to say, all right, hey, listen, they got this amount of barbed wire, they got this set up. Maybe next round we can maybe do something like this instead of, oh yeah, let's just go balls even, just get in there. Who cares, right? So I get where they're coming from. I understand that they have 2 subs. I get that they're probably doing it to have fun. I get that they have strats that they probably don't want to show because they are in Challenger League, but I mean, really, that's something that's just like really basic stuff that I would expect them to be, keeping in mind. And this is something that was more of like a go for sort of play. And obviously they are now boarding up. They don't want it to happen to them. However, I don't think VEA is going to do something like that.
I mean, I definitely think it's a viable play, but like you said, it needs to be chosen at the right time, especially like when most wanted use it against Elevate in their Pro League match. But as I say this, Tyler's just going to be already in an aggressive position. Kid's just going to drop down and shoot him in the back, and he's going to confirm the kill. That's the Habana down. Fortunately for them, they did get the hatch open, but again, just unneeded aggressive play. And that's a common factor that I see with these teams that have been playing in CCS, and it's not that they're bad and it's not that they're good. It's that I'm not saying that they're bad or good. They're at the level that's needed to be. They're just making aggressive plays, and their decision making is a little I wouldn't say it's a little underdeveloped. And as I was saying that, Sir Matt Fat gets taken out, and that's their Ash off of the board, so they have no more 3 speeds on the attacking side. Blackbeard, Ying, and Thatcher are going to be the lone ones to take site, as a good play from Reckless here, just coming back and huddling down in the site. Hopefully just going to be holding a play. Oh, but besides, Breezy's going to do an aggressive jump out and take down Hambone, which leaves the attackers with 2 members up, MRGA, who has been playing out of his mind lately, and Liquid R. Now, MRGA is going to be taking a quick drone to kind of get out Breezy, but Breezy's just going to do his job as a roamer and just stall as much time as he needs to. Now, I don't see this going in favor of VEA, but I definitely hope they can make a little flashy plays, as Smurfin is going to come help to hold Breezy's kitchen angle, as they are going to be the 2 roamers up here just kind of holding a crossfire in a way. But drones are just going to be coming out. They're kind of making sure that nothing crazy is going to be coming out. With a minute left on the clock, nothing too hectic is going to be happening. As you know, Reckless is doing a good job as just relaxing. They don't need to be going for those aggressive plays that they have been doing. But as I say that, MRGA is going to find Breezy's head, which is going to, even the favors a little bit more, but barbed wire is going to be all over the stairs. They have no nades anywhere, but Smurfin is going to wrap around the corner and take down Liquid, MRGA, as Liquid cleans him up. 1v3 Blackbeard, 30 seconds on the clock, as Kid is going to be roaming up top, and Blackbeard just has to kind of walk down right now, but he doesn't have that much time. He has a diffuser, but I doubt any plan will come out. 20 seconds, ticking down. Smoke still has 2 smokes left. He does know that someone's going to be upstairs due to the pings on the drone. I wonder if he just goes for the kill instead of going for the site, but the yellow charge is going to allow them to know, and he is going to fortunately get the kill onto Kid in a 1v2, but 10 seconds on the clock. Even if he wanted a plant, that would be almost impossible, especially walking through all that barbed wire. Jump down the hatch into the smoke, and he's just going to clean up or stall at the time. And looks like that's what he's going to do, and the win for Reckless here, making the rounds 1-1.
I gotta say, I completely agree with you. You were kind of mentioning earlier, there's no reason to be so aggressive. What? Okay, let's think about this. What possible reason would having a Habana on main stairs like 30 seconds into the round do for you? You've already got the hatch is soft, the hatch is already open. Like what are you gonna do? Are you going to
Mhm.
get back up? No, because they're in kitchen. They're holding a cross angle because you haven't cleared that out. You haven't drone that out. There's no potential reason. I mean, yeah, you can clear ADS, sure, but you should have a Thatcher to clear the ADS. You can maybe open up that mirror. You maybe can bait out some smokes, but why risk it? What if there was someone upstairs in Armory and they had a hole that they could just shoot right down from you from that Armory doorway, top of the stairs? That's mind-boggling that they would even think, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's just get down there and just say and just YOLO it. Basically, I really do not agree with it if you couldn't tell. So I just need them to say, hey, let's slow it down, let's clear the roamers out, let's take meeting control. You don't even need meeting control. Rogue has proven that to us, that you don't need meeting control to really do those sort of attacks. You just need the proper utility in the front, honestly, and then it's fine completely. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. But with that, we're going into round number 3. They're going to be seeing the very first upstairs hold. Bridge has been reinforced off. One thing that some teams, it differs from team to team, whether or not they want to reinforce and play bridge. One mirror is in kids facing that big window. The second one is actually in the master hallway in an exposed position, I'm going to say, especially to that window. But it has been castled off, that armory window. So, hey, do as they may be.
No, Reckless doing what needs to be, like what is needed for them to get some rounds on the board, and that's playing a lot more passive than they should have been playing. Now, a aggressive play from Reckless, as I say that, where Schlong's going to be opening up the castle wall, and he's going to come in contact with Sir Matfat and fortunately clean him up, as Breezy from the other side is going to be taking out Tyler. Now, that's a good aggressive play that wins them the round, as Schlong's going to jump inside and take down Hambode, who was reloading his SMG-11, and Sight is going to be lightly defended with only Liquid going to be in this hallway. He can't get into kids, which is the prime spot that you want to play in MRG. He's just going to be staring at a wall opposite to the gunfight. I wonder if he's going to come help his team. But Reckless doing the right thing, not just running inside. They're going to do a quick reset, double reset. Oh my goodness, if MRGA was just there, that would have been an easy triple kill to even the favors, but unfortunately, they're going to do a quick reset, kind of open up the wall. They're taking their time, and this one needs to be done. I definitely think that this isn't just, another game for them other than what they have in Challenger. They're actually taking their time and they want the win. But as I say that, Schlong is going to rush inside as MRG is going to be there ready to take the shot, and he is going to fall back. And good play from him. He doesn't need to overextend or to overdo any aggression, as 3 members from Reckless are going to be opening up the wall upstairs and going for a regular take. Hopefully trying to get a plant. Breezy's going to be on the repelled window as MRG meets his teammate Liquid, yeah, back in sight with 1:15 left on the clock. Now, nothing pre-droning is going to be coming out as the wall in twin beds is going to start getting opened up. The nades are going to come out, hit MRGA a little bit, but not fatal, as they are going to set up to take this site. A minute left, a lot more pre-droning, which is what I like to see from Reckless. They're just going to be stalling out. Breezy's going to be going to the top window, which is going to catch MRGA in a difficult position, but if he wins the fight, that could be good for their VEA, and he's going to jump out and claim him, but Powerful is going to rush inside for the trade, and Liquor is going to try and get a trade back, but Powerful will take him out too. Beautiful double kill from him, pushing into sight, and that's going to be a second round for Reckless.
Gotta say, I'm never a big fan of the mirror facing into that master. It's just so easily countered. You just take control of Armory. You can Habana your way into the hallway. You can Ash open that castle that's underneath the Armory camera and just shoot the mirror. It's just so risky. There's no real reason to really play it because it's just so easily countered. That's discounting the fact that there could also just be a Twitch drone that you might not see. Because if you play right on that mirror there for that master, you're just gonna get shot. It's just so easy to deny that area that I don't agree with it. I don't think that they should be doing something like that. But looking at the operators, we will be seeing a double shield strat, a Blitz, and a Montang.
Oh my god.
Both being brought out in addition to a Blackbeard. Wow, they better have something good in store for us. I gotta say, that's 6 smokes plus the Yings plus the Blackbeard. But why the Thermite? That seems like kind of a weird addition onto it. Yeah, sure, they can get the master open, but if there's batteries, there's no reason. There's no way you're going to get it open. I feel like I would much rather have seen them bring either Capital or even just an Ash for that fragging power, because that's what this lineup is really lacking right now. You've got 2 slow firing guns on Thermite and Ying, and then you've got 2 essentially non-fraggers on the 2 shields. And then you've got a Blackbeard that can just hold angles. So it's going to be really difficult for them to really get those kills and get those physical frags. But hey, maybe they got some rush strat or smoke strat in store for us. Let's see what they got.
I'm thinking we're gonna see kind of a armory room and kind of main lobby take, which from the way they're running doesn't seem to be the case. But I was expecting them to do kind of like a hall take where they would have Montang plant, or they would have what's the name? Ying plant behind the Montang as kind of Blitz just rushes into sight and causes havoc with his flash, especially at that close range. And something that Blitz is really good at is, even though he's not good at far range or not the optimal shield player to pick, he does bring something where he's very good at clearing close tight angles, and it's really hard to get rid of him, especially if he's in your face, because it's so difficult to look down and shoot his feet. And if you go up to melee, and he'll just blind you. So he's really good in those close angles. And as you can see, he's going to be running up on this Ella, who thinks she can take him, throwing the Ella charge at him. But I don't think it's going to phase him that much, as the shield is going to be hit back. But no shots will go into him. She kind of lost her into the kitchen as she's going to get it into the dining, shoot a drone, which is going to give away her position. As his teammate, MRGA, the Monty himself, is going to come inside. But Breezy's going to help, as the two shields are going to be. The C4 is going to come over as Liquor takes Breezy's head off from the hallway. But from behind, Schlongy is going to take out MRGA, as Blitz is going to be left alone. But Schlongy is going to be coming around. No, he's going to go upstairs to help his teammate, as Kid City is going to take down Hambone. That is the Ying down. Ying and Monty down. Bomb is going to be up into the attic, which is super easy to hold for VEA right now. I mean, super hard to get from VEA right now, but as Liquor is going to finish off the last final roamer and going to get Schlongy, who did an unneeded peek onto the white stairs, leaving Bandit and Doc in sight. But they do have Diffuser in attic, which is, like I said, is going to be so difficult for VEA to take, and so easy to take hold for Reckless, as the enemy team is going to be all up on white stairs, and Reckless has a really nice crossfire here with Bandit inside the big dorm's window, and Powerful going to be holding on to the white stairs as he sees the gun as Tyler, as he slowly walks in with Blitz, as Liquor is going to make his way up into the big window. Hopefully he'll be able to frag him, and I don't think Tyler is as sneaky as Powerful assumes. I believe they see each other there, but no shots are going to be traded as Liquor comes up to the window with 30 seconds on the clock. He is going to see Bandit, but no shots will come out from him, as Kid City is going to take him out. But Blitz is going to be walking to sight, and a trade is going to come out, but Kid Shock City hitting the headshot as Blitz unmounts to kind of puts a shield down to shoot the shots. As Sir Matfat is going to be the lone one in this, throw a flash onto Blitz. He does know that they're where the enemies are. I wonder if he's able to get this, but unfortunately no flashes will not get Kid Shock, as he's able to wide peek and clean up the round for his team. 3-1 in favor of Reckless. That kind of looks really bad in the kill cam.
That looks really bad. Oh man, flashbangs, they're so inconsistent sometimes. I feel their pain, but something I do not feel their pain, or I do not feel that their logic, is that shield strat. Hey guys, let's go and take 2 shields. Let's go and rush downstairs and just hope that they don't have any C4, or that we're not going to get flanked. Let's just double team shield them, right? Like that. What could go wrong, right? Oh no, that is definitely not the case. They got absolutely slaughtered down there. I mean, the Blitz managed to made it out. However, there's just no point. You know, why are you just running around with little to no droning? You don't have any proper flank watch. I mean, they got flanked in the kitchen. I honestly think that swap out the Montang for an Ash, and then there you go. And then just run the Ash behind the Blitz, and the Blitz can just run in, be the human drone, and then have the Ash kind of help support. Because when you don't have any of those big long-range guns supporting those shields, it's really easy to just kind of kite them around the map, especially a map like Oregon, on the west end especially. Bathroom, hallway, bathroom, kitchen, pantry, meeting. I mean, there's so many places for roamers to go and to flank from. I just didn't really like their chances the second I saw and realized, honestly, what they were doing.
I mean, I definitely could have understood if they were going for an armory take and trying to open the wall. Like you said, they definitely needed like either a Thatcher or don't take the thermite at all, especially if it's bandit tricked or anything. I was hoping maybe they do kind of like with all the smokes they had, throw them in the hall and go for a sneak plant. That's the only strat that I can understand where taking those 2 shields would really help. You know, the Monty to protect the C4 and Blitz to just get in your face right away. But unfortunately, that's not what they saw. They went straight for the roamers, which in my opinion was a kind of a mistake. 2 shields by themselves. They don't really have a gun behind them. Fortunately for them, Schlongy was not Schlongy. Hambone Liquor was really right there with the Blackbeard. So that was some good teamwork from them. Talon?
Yeah, my RTMP is currently having some issues right now, so I'll leave it to you for a second.
Okay. Unfortunate Smurfin is going to take out Sir Mathfat as Tyler is going to get the trade onto Schlongy. 4-4 operators up on each side. Now, going to take the drone down. Tyler going to be in this attic hole. He isn't going to be pressured at all as he has his teammate below. And the only siege that's coming into him is going to be from the armory stairs, where he is perfectly able to attack 2 with a minute already be wasted down. Shots will be coming out, but he doesn't have to challenge it. He just has to stay there and waste time and hold the angle. The fuse is going to be down right next to him as they open up some holes below to make sure they don't get flanked anywhere. Smoke is going to be coming out from Kid's Jock, which is going to block off that amazing angle in armory. I'm being sarcastic. That was a pretty useless smoke. But that's 1 down for him, and a minute 20 on the clock as they have to take the basement right here, and they're still assuming that everyone is going to be up top as Tyler already rotated down into the basement, which is going to be a good play from him because they don't need to do anything aggressive. Now, Hibana and the team of Reckless doesn't have anything open that's able to look into laundry, so that's going to be an easy play for them. But Ying's going to be rushing in, and he's going to shoot Tyler in the back of the head as Hambone comes in from the right and trades him out. But Breezy is going to get a kill onto Liquor, who ran into the hallway, but the smoke will make powerful run out of his safe position as MRGA is going to take him out. And the bomb is currently ticking down. 2 operators up, an even trade for them. Smurfin is going to be on the stairs as Breezy is going to be holding the flank as Hambone is doing a super long flank, and I don't think they're expecting a flank from upstairs. Oh, but there's going to be a Claymore there. Hopefully he sees it, and he does. And MRG just needs to wait for Hambone to make a play, but Breezy already knows that he's going to be there. So right now, as the C4 comes out, isn't going to connect to anybody, as Hambone's going to be slowly walking down. Breezy does see him, and MRG is going to take the kill downstairs, and Hambone will clean him up as the defuse comes out for them. Great play from VEA, as VEA is going to get the defuse, and win the round, making it 3-2 in favor of Reckless. And as I say this, Talon has come back, and hopefully he's working.
Yep. We'll see exactly how well it works out, but I gotta say that was an interesting thing to come back to. It's just a quick last-second clutch from them in a great 2v2. Honestly, gotta say very well played from there. Very well stops Reckless's kind of winning streak. I was kind of worried that they were gonna kind of run away with this game. You know, they were up 3-1, and when you're up 3-1, it's kind of like, okay, well, now we're down by 2 rounds. They obviously won where we lost, so we got to try and pick it up here. So it's going to be all in the hands of VEA to try and make something happen. Matt not really having too great of a game this time. He's currently 0-5, but he did do fairly decently last game, so I'm going to give it to him. Maybe just coming across some poor luck. We will be seeing a Capital, actually. This is a great changeup. Again, going back to, you know, that rogue kind of saying, you know, hey, you don't really need to take meeting per se. If you have that utility, you can take that front stairs, just get rid of the barbed wire. As long as we don't see Tyler kind of running down those main stairs, I think that they should be okay, as long as they just make sure and they take control of what they need to, and they don't do something, you know, too crazy. They have the right operators for it. Who knows? We very well could be seeing a tied-up game here very shortly.
And as the next round commences, the prep phase is going to be coming out. It looks like a typical hold for the VEA setup. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy right now. I do see a Capital, so I'm assuming they're going to be doing kind of a front take and Capital out the front mirror. But that's Sir Mathfat on it, so hopefully he can stay alive till the round when he is needed. And like you said, he hasn't been having the best game. And on certain maps, I from an Ashe, a player who's been played Ashe for the majority of his professional career, I think that Ashe kind of serves as a support, or not an aggressive support in some maps, because she just kind of has to get in super fast and then hold an angle for so long. And then the times where she does have to come into conflict, she is in a difficult position for her to win the battle, whether it's 2 people pushing on her, or she's getting pushed, and it's difficult. So I understand Mathfat's pain, although I definitely think that there are some rounds on defense that he should have been able to pick up some kills. But, you know, everyone has their games, everyone has those days, as the great Hannah Montana once said. But a minute's down on the clock, and they haven't really taken that much positioning yet, as they slowly get into kitchen to hold down some crossfires onto the meeting so they don't get flanked.
Speaking of flanks, we are going to be seeing Breezy kind of holding upstairs. No big window control. This is really going to allow him to move around. He's going to be able to pick up Liquider on east stairs. Hambone's going to be the next challenger to approach him over from Armory.
Oh, he knows.
He knows. He saw it. Oh, no, the drone. What are you doing? Hambone, you can't let this happen. As Breezy picks up his 3rd kill, all of a sudden it's a 5-on-2. He finally gets picked off as Tyler is forced to run up the main stairs to stop the slaughter. Oh my goodness. VEA, that is not the way you want to really start out a round. Hambone. Oh man, dude, that is so risky, especially
Oh,
not having
no.
any backup. Oh my goodness, indeed.
Oh my
Looks
god,
like
the shots are
Tyler's
mad.
getting spammed from Big Tower. He doesn't even realize it until later. I gotta say, not looking great for these odds. They still have the smoke. They still have 2C4. They still have a bunch of Jaegers all over the place. Oh man, this is heartbreaking to watch.
As Kid Shock is going to take out Sir Madfat, leaving Tyler alone with 50 seconds on the clock. Hey, they did do something right. At least the Hibana is not dead in the first 30 seconds.
There
But
we go.
he's going to be alone coming into sight as one roamer is going to be above. So the rotate behind is going to be difficult, but he doesn't even have diffuser, but he is going to try and contest the Valkyrie. He's going to be hiding in the sandbags, and some shots are going to come out. He's accidentally going to fall into the hatch, or maybe that was an intentional play. Who knows? And Smurfin's already got an aggressive angle onto the stairs. Tyler's kind of in a pickle right now. 20 seconds. He just needs to frag out, try and pad his stats a little bit. But hopefully he can get a kill before he gets taken out, and he does. He cleans up the Valkyrie, which is Kid Shock, who, again, you know, I mean, the round is pretty much won for them, but they didn't have to go for an aggressive play. As she doesn't have Bomb, and Powerful and Schlongi are going to have an aggressive angle, crossfire onto him, and they're going to clean up Tyler. Getting around for Reckless, making a match point, 4-2 in favor of Reckless.
Wow, that roam from Breezy paid itself out in dividends. They had a Jackal, but there was no one up there to really receive it. I gotta say, clearing out those roamers, especially when you know there's a roamer, that's a full team effort. That really is a team effort. That you have to go into big window. You have to open up the generator window. You have to open up all these angles and not allow someone like Breezy to just kind of run around and cause a havoc. Because if you do, that is exactly what's going to happen. You're just going to get 3K, 2K, 4K, whatever you're going to do. If you're just going to slowly start creeping up white stairs or trying to come over from a weird angle, just set a Blackbeard over on big window, set a Capital, someone to just hold an angle, pinch him into the kids' dorms, force him down the hatch, have someone waiting in the kitchen, and get an easy frag onto him. Remember, you have the Jackal, you know where he's at, you just didn't have the right angles open, and unfortunately, that's really what led to their downfall. Like you said, it is now match point 4-2 in favor of Reckless. I gotta say, it's not looking good for VEA right now, unfortunately. Reckless has finally stepped it up. They're starting to mesh better as a team. They're starting to adjust to what VEA is doing. Unfortunately, VEA once again setting up this master mirror. I don't agree with this. We've been over it time and time again. I don't think it's gonna happen.
And that was actually a great play by Breezy because, like you said, he was being jackaled, and it's unfortunate that the first player to go down was Jackal because he's usually the one you want to have up as long as possible to give those pings. And he knew exactly where his footsteps were, where Jackal could have scanned him, walked out on white stairs, got a free pick, and then Ying just kind of wasn't ready for it. Kind of Hamba just threw his drone out and got knifed, and that's 2 smokes for each of them, 4 smokes. That's down the drain, so their push was already ruined at that play. So already half a minute on the clock, and Madfat is going to find the head of Schlongi, which is the Ash player, was repelling on the Armory window. It's a good play for him because that's their aggressive play that they need to be done. Now, I'm hoping for them to be able to mount a comeback like Reckless was able to do last map. But unfortunately, Reckless wasn't able to bring it up, but they did get some rounds back to make it kind of a closer game, as Bandit is going to be close up and Tyler is going to claim Breezy, as he is going to get traded out by Smurfin, who's going to get a good tap onto the window.
VA saying they're not out of this yet. It is 4-3. Matt is certainly low, and they're finally now getting control. Reckless inside of Armory, so if he can just use a Hibana, get that angle open, that will really help to deny this master mirror, which unfortunately is really giving Reckless such an issue. Smurfin's just going to go ahead and push all the way through. He's saying, no, I'm not going to use one of my Hibanas. I'm just going to get through there, get the frag, and brings it tied 3-3 right now. Now he's going to use that angle. Would have rather seen him do that before he runs out, just in case he didn't hit that shot. Looks like the next contestant is going to be that Castle inside of Bridge. However, the long angle, Smurfin picks up his second in the round. That's going to be Hambone. This is definitely not looking good anymore, as that's the smoke off the board. That's all the ability to deny. Castle is now stuck inside of Bridge. I think they have been clued in now. And, although there is a cross angle, there goes the drone just to kind of confirm it. He is going to get picked off, all down to Liquid to try and make something happen. I think it's going to be it. I think Reckless is definitely doing the right thing. They're going to slow it down. They're not just all going to rush in. Liquid going to be looking for that pick. He still does have a C4, so maybe if he gets a lucky toss, grabs 1 or 2 or maybe 3, that would be epic. But it's going to take a monstrous effort from him to really bring back this round.
If he throws a C4 into the hall, he could pick up Powerful right now, but I don't think he knows that the drone is going to go across it. But he is going to get Powerful, who made an aggressive push into the hall. The Hibana hole not going to be big enough to get in, and Kid Shock is going to get the trade onto him. That was a good try from Liquor to get the win, but unfortunately, trades, they came in, and that's the round for VEA, right?
That's the game for Reckless, actually. So that means we're going into map number 3. We will be going to Clubhouse. With that, honestly, I think Reckless has really said, all right, we figured it out again. We figured out how to work together a little bit more. Mongoludi plays have been kind of working out a little bit too much aggression from VEA. They're not really able to hit their shots. So that's what's leading us into this third map with a 5-2 scoreline on both Border and Oregon, 1-1 apiece. With that, we'll be right back after this short break. Stick around.
Welcome back, everyone, to the third map and final map of this best of 3 between Reckless and Viet Armis. Now, the previous map just went to Reckless, as the first one went to Viet, both 5-2 in scoreline. The last map is going to be Clubhouse. And I remember seeing Ranger, who is Rogue's coach, put out a stat which said that every Clubhouse match that was played in a competitive level all went to double overtime to the 11th round. And I'm hoping that this map, it gets to that intensity where it goes that long. But I don't know. I'm anticipating a big matchup, especially since both teams have been playing really well. And Reckless improved from the first to second match, and VS just been carrying that intensity that they had since the first match throughout. So I'm excited.
I completely see where you're coming from. But with that, we are going into map 3, Clubhouse. Gotta say, didn't think it was gonna get this far when we very first started here. I was like, oh, Border, yeah, totally. Reckless is gonna sweep. No, VEA, and say, hey, we're here. But then Reckless came back 5-2 on Oregon, and so that puts us now into map 3 on Clubhouse. Looks like we will be having Reckless starting on attack. Nothing too crazy on the operator lineups. We will be seeing VEA on defense. Once again, nothing too crazy here. Looks like we're setting up for a pretty standard setup. Once again, attack has really been seeing a lot of high numbers, high percentages in the win rates, especially, throughout season 3, invitational, season 4 or 5, whatever. It's always just been kind of one of those attacker sided maps, especially when the Glass got buffed. Oh my goodness, seeing Glass in that dirt tunnel was just absolutely insane. But with the addition of this buck in here on Kid Shock, I think they're honestly going to go for that kitchen, make sure to get it all bucked open, maybe Thermite open that tunnel. They have both the Thermite and Hibana. I totally agree with this. It just allows a lot of flexibility, able to get all the hatches open, even potentially a church wall should they decide. Definitely agree with this setup. Looks like Cambo's going to be the lone guy sitting inside a tunnel. Smoking tunnel is definitely something we have seen before. Nothing too crazy. Pulse into the back of Armory. I got to say, this is a pretty textbook setup so far. Honestly, the only thing it's missing is like a cheeky first round spawn peak I would kind of expect out of these two teams. But with that, we're going to see exactly how they decide to play it, as Schlong is already inside of the front door.
Now, this is one of those maps where a lot of people think like it's a super textbook map, like you said, because there isn't a whole lot you can do with it. Maybe because it has yet to be explored by certain teams, or just because it's one of those maps where it's pretty simple to understand. And it has a huge attacker side of win, because if you have a good team that's droning and participating together, communicating, you're able to easily open up certain positions and open up things that need to be open to cut off angles, cut off movement, and slowly work your way into the site to get the bomb down. And like you said, with picking up the Hibana and Thermite, most teams who bring both opt to open up the dirt tunnel and have one Thermite left over, or in case, which some teams like to do, the famous impact grenade trick that stops that Hibana that just opened up in kitchen. It's always nice to have an extra charge to kind of open it up and give it a try if they've already used 1 or 2 impacts. So again, this is one of those maps where I don't expect a whole lot coming up, but Breezy already going to be jumping into sight. If anybody was in church super close to the door, that would have been an easy kill, because he kind of disregarded the site right there and how close he is to the enemy. I assume he's going to be opening up the back of the site, but Bandit is going to be there, so hopefully he can get a Bandit trick going. They don't have a Thatcher, so the Twitch drone is going to be 100% reliant on opening it up. They did get rid of one, but again, they all still have one charge left, which he's going to be holding on until he hears the Thermite charge. But Liquor is going to throw a nice C4 up, killing off the Buck, but the trade from Breezy is going to take down the Pulse. Now, I don't really understand why when he got the C4, he kind of just ran outside the hallway, but it happened. So Heimbone's going to be picking up Schlongy, which is the Ash going down, but Powerful again with the trades coming back to back. He gets Sir Matt back, and they are going to be in back armory. Now the only remaining defenders are going to be in Church and back armory, which bomb hasn't been planted at all yet, and it hasn't even entered site. He is going to be dropping on the site. If they are ready for this, it's going to be such a tough play to do, as the smokes are going to come out and kind of slow it down. 30 seconds, time is going to be ticking down. And again, the bomb still hasn't entered site. They have Hambone in an aggressive position, which is good, but Hibana and the drone are going to scare him out of sight, but she's going to drop down behind the bomb, and Smoke's going to come out, taking him down. If she runs out, he could get taken out, but he's going to get into a safe plant position. Bomb is going to go down, and I believe that Powerful gets down, but Thermite's going to be here to help his teammate. Hambone is going to finish off Powerful on a 2-on-3, and Tyler's just going to come in from the back. They're in such a tight angle. Tyler's going to get taken out, and Hambone is going to finish off Smurf, which is the bomb planter. And the bomb is going to be defused, and the first round is going to be going to VEA.
What a great job, being able to pick up that first defense round, and it really does come down to the fact that they had a Twitch instead of a Thatcher. That really hurt them. I think they're really expecting a mirror setup trying to come out here, so that's why they kind of brought that Twitch drone. Again, I would have much rather have seen a Thatcher in that sort of setup, just because of the fact that, hey, you can just open up that entire wall. They had 3 batteries initially. 1 EMP grenade immediately wipes off 3 batteries. You could do a dual Hibana Thermite combo into Church, really try and spook them from that way. Honestly, from that attack, I would have rather have seen Breezy, I believe he was on the Thermite, actually go around to Church while it was happening. So kind of do like a little bit of a mini flank coming in while all this was happening, just because of the fact that I believe it was the Bandit that was actually sitting inside of the double wide Church door, watching for that diffuser to drop down into site, because it was, like I said, off site. We did have that switch in there on Powerful, but that Bandit just kind of sitting out in the open could have easily gotten punished from someone sitting inside of Moto door, just doing a little bit of a quick peek. You don't have to do too much. We did see Breezy on that drone, kind of trying to get information, seeing where everyone is at. However, we just didn't see him quite, punish the, it's just the no cover that a lot of those players had. And so they weren't able to pick it up. Well, so good job for VEA picking up the very first round, especially on a defensive round. I got to say, I was kind of worried there when Powerful was able to jump into site, but didn't have diffuser. There's only so long you can sit in the back of a site.
Now, I don't really, like I was stated at the beginning of the round, I was kind of confused why Breezy just kind of jumped down into the Moto, but he was given to it. The position was given to him, and he didn't use it at all. He went, he got preoccupied with the plant on the Thermite opening up. Oh, an aggressive kind of interaction by Shock and MRGA, but he is going to be Montaigne, so nothing's going to come out, and everyone's going to be safe as Kid gets back to site. And like I was saying, he had the position, but he didn't really use any of it. He just kind of gave it up. And like you stated, if he was able to play inside the Moto room and kind of get a frag, that would have been beautiful. But as Tyler is going to pick up Breezy as he does an aggressive run out, but Schlongy is going to trade Tyler back down. That was some good teamwork from them. The Hibana for Ella is a really good trade-off, because Ella, assuming she already has her traps down, it's going to be pretty useless other than her gun, and Hambone's going to take out Kid Shock, and Sir Matfat is going to take out Schlongy. They have the only operator that's able to open up the hatches right now down. So
exactly, yeah.
Why are they playing so aggressive?
That first pick, I was like, yes, Reckless is going to be able to just get that first pick, and then that's going to be it. Like, you can't get into Church, you can't get the hatches open. You're going to be forced down and basically into the waiting hands of more Ellas. And I don't know why they have a doc. I'm not even going to get into it. A doc, like, why? Like, why do you have a doc? Either way, we have this policy. He's calling out everyone, but because they got so aggressive, and then both that Bandit and that Valkyrie got taken out, they just threw away this round. This is honestly VEA's round to lose. Like, they should 100% win this. Hambone is going to be taken off by Smurf, and 1C4 is going to almost take down Matt as they go ahead and decide to smoke him out. Oh my goodness, why are they all going this way? They need to get someone down into blue. That is definitely a very, very good option that they need to, as Smurfin is now forced back into the site. Looks like they're going to be having that pulse over in there with him indeed. This is actually good play from Monty. He's saying, all right, listen, I see them both. It's just going to be easy frags from here. Matt's going to be able to pick up the first ones all down to Smurfin on the dock as Montang closes the distance. He's waiting for Matt to peek. However, he looks away at just the wrong time. Matt enters the site and takes off his head.
That was some good Montang play, you know, shielding and unshielding, kind of scaring the attacker. Yeah. And good play from Matt to be able to shoot him down. But something I didn't really fully understand is when he did shield, I don't know if the reaction time of the player who was on dock wasn't fast enough, but I definitely think he could have got some shots off onto his hand.
Or his legs, for that matter.
Yeah, especially with that C4 that hit him down to, like, I want to say, like, 3/4 HP. I mean, I don't think it would have killed him or anything, but it could have potentially downed him and saved the round, especially since Breezy was really waiting for the Montang call to kind of be like, yo, come in. So I don't know, a good play. Again, I don't really completely understand the roaming after they got that perfect trade that they needed. But hey, yeah, if only we had, you know, if only we were in their comms, right?
Yeah, it's a similar factor. If they got too aggressive, they got a little bit too cocky. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, we got the Habana. Let's just go and punish them. But no, they ended up getting punished. But that round number 3, they're just kind of chilling. That's going to be VEA with a nice lead starting out 2-0. However, this is going to be kind of the critical round. You know, Bar is definitely a much more difficult site to try and defend, at least in my opinion. I mean, both sites are really not that great to begin with, but then all of a sudden you have all these different angles you have to watch from. It can make it really, really tough, especially if you don't hit your shots. We'll be seeing an Echo that is pretty standard, as well as a Smoke. So nothing too crazy going on, especially if you get Tyler out with that Valkyrie trying to, you know, try to make something happen. Maybe get some cheeky runouts. We very well could be seeing some great play from VEA. Looking at the attacking lineup, honestly, I'm kind of questioning why they brought so many breachers over on the Reckless side. You know, they have a Thermite, they have a Habana, but why both? You know, are you like expecting one of them to get picked off? Speaking of getting picked off, that's going to be Hambone taking it on Slongy. Slongy, what are you doing, man? What are you doing out in the middle of the parking lot? Yeah,
exactly. Stuck in the bikes. That's unfortunate.
Oh man, that is very interesting indeed. Looks like Breezy's going to just be doing a little bit of a pre-drone over here in changing room. However, MRG is going to be maybe punishing this. Will he? Yes, he will. Finally, I was getting worried for him for a little bit there. Looks like that's going to be one of the breachers picked off, but there's a second one. Where are the entry fraggers? Where is the Thatcher? Where's the sledge? Why is Habana and Thermite just working alone? They're playing off of individual plays. They're not trading off of each other. They're just getting picked, and then the other one's running in, then he's getting picked. MRGA with a 3K into this round, picks up Kid Shock. Are we going to see, if, like, dare I say it, a 5-0? MRGA is just easily punishing him. He has Diffuser. It's going to be all in the hands of Powerful, because remember, Slongy got picked off in the beginning of the round. This is not looking good. He's given away his position. Now MRGA is going to come flying around the corner, but he doesn't realize it, but now he does.
No.
The reaction times on Powerful are just not enough. Good job, MRGA, able to pick up a nasty 4K, holding down Strip all by himself with no utility.
Like, I really want to say, like, it was a good play from MRGA. It was good individual play, good timing, good positioning. But at the same time, if you bring a Habana and a Thermite, let alone like all the breachers they had, Buck, Ash, and Sledge, for no reason should they have gone. First, Slongy was way out of position. I understand opening up the front door from window, and it was unlucky that he got stuck onto the bike, and Hambone was able to use his misfortune against them. But the rest of the team, if you're doing a take like that, especially where they spawned, they all spawned around the strip area. They didn't go inside of strip club. They didn't open up the wall. They didn't do a team execute or drone. They were all individual coming in from different doors. I don't understand like what the calls were, especially when Breezy got picked off in that tool hallway. And then I believe it was Smurfin who just kind of ran inside the other door with absolutely like no information and just got taken up by an MRG. So it was a good positioning. It was also misfortune on Reckless's part. It's going to be 3-0 in favor of VEA. And, you know, like you said, maybe it's going to be 5-0, I'm hoping, mainly because of the performance that Reckless performed last week, where they were able to do so like really well. I wonder if it's there are two players that they don't have tonight. I wonder if it's because they were like that's the reason they're losing, or because Reckless just isn't able to kind of match up against VEA.
Yeah, this is definitely a shock to me. I gotta say, this attacking lineup from VEA is just such a weird lineup. You know, a buck, a jackal, a montang, a ying. What? I gotta say, this is one of the lineups that I just kind of look at it and you're just like, what? Like the colors just don't really look right. I feel, something you just almost never see. I gotta say. But with that, I mean, it worked last round because of that super hyper aggression from Reckless. We'll see if they get punished from it again. Hopefully, Tyler's gonna be able to stay alive a little bit longer to even just get those hatches open. Breezy's still just playing aggressive on these main stairs. No one's really around to punish it though. Nothing too crazy going on other than the Montang's just going to walk up, get this information, force him back, or he's going to give him one of two options. He's either going to force Breezy back, or Breezy's going to get too overconfident and he's going to push him and likely get picked off for that.
And like you said, this isn't one of those lineups that you usually see, especially with Jackal on Clubhouse. Jackal's usually used for roaming, but unfortunately, they are playing a more passive role. I mean, fortunately for Reckless, they're playing a more passive role, but unfortunately for the Jackal pick. But I definitely think the Montang pick was a good pick, especially from their aggression of last play. They're able to push through with a giant wall in front of them so that he can face check rooms and be a little more safe. But as the round starts to kind of unravel, Breezy has successfully made it into sight, and it looks like they have opened up all of the hatches. I thought they were going to do for kind of a front door roam or front door push right away, but Liquid's just going to be up here kind of lifting weights, not really doing anything, as Schlongi is going to get the C4 off onto Hambone. That's the Ying, so that's two smokes down and the flashes. Those flashes are insanely useful, especially in Clubhouse where everything's so close together, and it's kind of like a cluster charge of flashes. It just blinds everywhere, as MRGA is already going to be in sight, and he is going to take down Kid Shock, who's going to be on the camera, but Smurfin's going to be right there to help him out. Sir Mathbat trades out Schlongi, and Tyler is going to be getting some shots onto him, and he's going to run inside right into Powerful's crosshairs as the attack has kind of just been discombobulated as Smurfin with the ACOG taking down Sir Mathbat, and Liquid's still going to be up here. I don't know. I think he's stuck on the hatch. I just thought he was trying to get, ripped or something. I don't understand. This look like a technical bug. Can't he shoot the hatch? I'm assuming he can't look down all the way.
He's already shot the hatch on his screen. However, server side has not shot the hatch. It's just really an unlucky bug at the moment. Hopefully they'll fix it in the mid-season reinforcements. Really just kind of unfortunate for him. Honestly, I'll be surprised if they can even get him killed. I mean, I think Smurfin's right underneath them. Oh, look, they're fighting each other. But it just looks so weird to us.
Would you say this game is good or what?
It's got its features. I'll just say that.
It's a feature. It's not a bug.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I definitely don't think that Jackal, maybe if you play a little bit more with this team and utilize the smokes, I don't think it would have helped so much, because VA definitely took the two ACOGs for a reason. They played that long hallway angle. They challenged all those long, tight angles that an ACOG is usually beneficial for. And I remember at the beginning of the game, you're like, why would they pick Doc? And I completely understand why would they pick Doc if where the position he was playing, because he was playing in blue. But they definitely both had both their ACOGs kind of just crossfired up on the front door, which got them 2 picks. So good on them.
Well, I don't know. I don't really agree with that, honestly. When you're running a Doc and you don't have a smoke and the other team is bringing a shield, what? What? I don't really understand the whole logic behind it, or you don't have a bandit either. Well, it looks like actually I'm looking back at the lineup right now. It was a Pulse, Valkyrie, Doc, Rook, and a bandit. So they're playing off those long angles. I just you're not bringing the Ella either. I get that they're not trying to do these force picks, but again, I just don't think it's as that is useful. How many times have we seen Doc actually heal a teammate right now? They're basically playing it for the ACOG is what it's playing for, which honestly a smoke that much more better utility over just an ACOG, over just that pure raw fragging power. Especially again, like I said, with that shield.
I think the removal of the ACOGs on Bandit, and you're definitely washed out some of those players who needed the ACOG, but like we saw, some players are just, switching to Rook and Doc, who both have amazing guns. And I don't think taking away ACOG from Rook and Doc helped for the reasons that they wanted to help, because of course they could have, like, their Rook and Doc's guns are both amazing and powerful. So I definitely think they should have maybe tweaked them a little more if they wanted ACOGs to completely be phased out. But anyway, it happened. So as we start getting into this 5th round, as it's in favor of VEA, Breezy's going to be on this front door, and Tyler's going to be in aggressive position maybe to counter it. I wonder if Breezy's going to know this, but he's not going to hit the door anymore. He's going to wait for his teammates to maybe come and open up the ceiling above, or come with him and play the door. I think he does know. I think he might have a drone here that can, identify where this guy is, as the minute's already been wasted. So the castles are going to be used in the right way. Breezy's drone is going to come down and get taken out right away, and Tyler's just going to go straight back to site as they open up the castle right away. So the hatch is already open, and 1:40 is left on the clock, and that was some good, stalling from Castle. They only have a minute and a half to work with. There's not that much time they can do. There's still so much they have to do, and there's still castles on the church door. So it's going to be a difficult entry for Reckless right now.
And no Thatcher either. And so, they've got the Thermite, down near this wall here. However, with no Thatcher, what are you honestly going to do? You're just going to rush up that main hallway. You still got castles. You're going to try to rush through a closed castle door. I don't think it's going to happen. So it looks like Powerful now on his drone. I think he's actually giving away. Yeah, there it is. So that Twitch is going to get taken out. Not sure if he even has a second one remaining. However, it's not looking good for this attack right now because they just don't have the proper utility. And honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't bring a Thatcher this round, especially after last round. Looks like Liquor is going to go ahead and get taken out by Shalongi from the, I believe, above the hatch. Yeah, above the hatch is actually going to go ahead and finish him off. As Kid Shock's going to go ahead and get picked off after getting down. No, Hamboon pushes up aggressively, and he gets rewarded for it. He picks up 2 during that revive. However, the attacking team has now fallen down and into sight. Looks like the defuse will be going off here shortly, as Tyler from behind is able to pick up Powerful, leaves it in a 4-on-2 situation. Both of those players now in sight. This has got to be a really, really tough position for them. Actually, no, excuse me. Smurfin is now up by main stairs. He picks up 1 as Breezy picks up another, brings it back to a 2-on-2. Oh my goodness, are they about to throw? They need to just be playing off of the defuse, not trying to be playing this peak game with only 10 seconds remaining. They know they have to get the defuse. However, Tyler's able to pick up Smurfin. That is the diffuser down. It's going to be all up to Breezy. He has to retrieve it or frag out. He's going to choose to frag out. However, Hambone is going to shut that down. VEA proving that they are more than a force to be reckoned with here on Clubhouse.
Now, I definitely don't think... I'm not a fan of that play of why they just went out to go push right away. I definitely don't think that they should have kind of just walked out. I think they should have hit, especially with 5 seconds left. But, Hambone got that kill. And as you were casting it, I saw at the corner of my eye that Kid Shock got down by Hambone. And that's where the 2K came out from. But at first, I thought he just kind of forgot that or he didn't know that he got him down. And I was like confused. I was like, oh no, that would have been such a good play. But Hambone successfully baited him out to get picked up, and then he fortunately got those 2 picks. I guess it was kind of a mistake on Reckless's part to kind of just call like, oh yeah, I'm safe, come pick me up. But hey, you live and you learn. It was a good try from Reckless, but I definitely looked like once they got the main stairs and got the position that they needed, they kind of got lost and stuck. They didn't really know where to go. I don't know if it was because the castles like messed with their mind. They just kind of looked lost. And now we're going into the 6th round, and it's match point in favor of VEA, and this is not the Reckless that we're used to seeing. And again, like we've been saying throughout this whole time, it could just be because of the 2 stand-ins that they have, but still, it's something that you should expect more, especially if you're a sub for a competitive team. You should be ready to know what position you're trying to play, and I think that's what determines a good sub from just a sub.
Yeah, exactly. Penta does have 10 ED as a sub. I'm not exactly sure, how much does he practice with them? How much does he actually know their strats? That I don't really know. However, hey, he's a sub there. He's been their sub for quite a while now, and he's perfectly happy just doing his little streaming. So good job for him. But always having a good sub is definitely, very, very strong for a team and a great asset, especially in a league like CCS when it comes down to it. Looks like we will be now on match point 4-1. We're on match point, series point. If VEA is able to pick it up here, that is going to be the round. We're seeing a very heavy push from the garage side, and I totally agree with this because I don't know if you noticed. However, there is a ton of utilities set up inside of Strip Hall, and not too much actually set up over here towards that stock side. Very good call from VEA to realize, hey, there's no point in for us going here. So great job from them. Monty's going to just go up, get some info, say, hey, there's no one here. We can basically take it. So it's just all up to, Thermite just getting it open, get those angles, closing on the site, and that should be the round.
For a strat like this, you'd assume that they'd take maybe a Glaz with the Ying. I'd anticipate that they go for a smoke play once they have everything open. And there you go. Monty's already in sight. The shield's going to be hit back, and he is going to take down Sir Maffa is going to take down Powerful and Smurfin, but Smurfin traded out MRG, who was the Montank. So that's the shield down, but they do have the position that they wanted. Smokes are going to come out as Kitchok's going to be in a beautiful position, but unfortunately he's not going to get the shots, and Maffa is going to clean him up as Tyler gets the kill onto Schlongy, bringing it to all on Breezy. And so the Liquid's going to be at this position, and he's going to get the kill, bringing the win for VRA. And that was such a beautiful round. Like you said, such a good call, such a good cleanup, especially from Sir Madfat. He made such a beautiful play running in there, getting the first 2 picks. And I was kind of giggling a little bit because it's always funny seeing just a Montank fully shielded, just walking through, kind of just doing nothing except walking. And he got into position. He got his kill for Sir Madfat. And then Sir Madfat was in the position to frag. He fragged. Unfortunately, Kid Shock wasn't able to trade him out, dropping the donut 0-6 right now, and that sucks for him. But hey, good job to VEA. I definitely didn't think they were going to take the win, and they ended up coming on top here with the 5-1 victory on the final map.
Yeah, exactly. And, great job. Very first map there on Border. That was actually VEA's map, 5-2. Second map was Oregon in favor of Reckless, 5-2. This map, 5-1 in favor of VEA. Great job from them, able to really pick it up very, very well. I got to say, it honestly just came down to those first 2 maps, who played more aggressive. On Border, it was all Reckless. They were getting in there, no drones, playing super aggro, and they got punished for it. The second map, it was more VEA, after that very first round, that is, VEA just played a little bit too aggressive, didn't really have the proper strats, and weren't exactly ready for the counterplay that we saw from Reckless. This final map, honestly, VEA, they knew it. They were playing together as a team. Nothing really too crazy, nothing, amazing strats coming out. I mean, some weird ones, don't get me wrong, with that Montang, and just honestly, all of their attacks were just weird, but it worked. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but again, it just worked. Again, Reckless just getting too aggressive. Do you have anything else to say about the series?
Well, I just think it goes to shows how teamwork always trumps over aggressivity and that kind of aggressive play style that I guess to say Reckless is something that they are always good at. So congrats to VEA.
Well, with that, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. We will be having the next matchup up for you shortly. Stick around. We'll